good morning.
Hello again.
Yes, I'm Dr. Dana.
I'm Laura.
And this is Business Besties in Branson.
Yep.
And I'm excited today. We're just going to talk shortly about marketing and social media because we always come back to that and that networking idea.
Yeah.
It's so important in our business, and yet some people just push it aside. Like, I got to focus on business. But I'm going to tell you what, that marketing, that social media, that networking, it's pounding on you continually.
Yes.
And unless you answer it, unless you do something with it, that's how it's going to be.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, you have to do something.
Right. So I'm excited because we just did a podcast. We're doing them back to back because we had so much information. You just came back from this trade show in Vegas, and you were so excited because all the things that you had all along thought about social media, you were right, and things that you've been told, that was actually wrong information. So the floor is yours.
Oh, wow. Wow. No, I don't want the whole floor. So stop me because I'll rattle on about things. And people are like, what are you talking about anyway? Because I remember, when you go to places, you remember like being there, hearing the speaker. I can smell it. I can see it. I can do all of that.
Right.
But for listeners, they're like, what are you talking about? Right.
Right.
So I went to probably 12 different classes, and so many of them were on social media because I want to know. I mean, I'm the one doing it for the Rogue Chef. And people say to me, oh, I see you on Facebook all the time. Oh, I see you here. I see you there. I'm like, okay, good. But then, we go to classes and they're like, oh, no, don't do it that way. And I'm like, yeah, but that's how I'm doing it. But I also learn things,
Sure.
So here, one of the things that, just to be out, one of the things I was told was don't post every day. Like, just post quality content and people will find you. They find that quality because they'll just keep commenting on quality. Not true. Okay. And I went to several classes who said that. So the first one I went to, I'm like, oh, let me get on my recorder, say that one more time. You know what I mean? Like, did you say I was supposed to post every day? Every day. Okay, so then I text, my husband, like, he just said I'm supposed to post every single day. So I go to another class, and they're like, every day, every platform, every day. I'm like, okay, text my husband, every platform, every day, And then another one, same thing. So time after time after time, they're telling me post every day, every day. And they were very clear about this, though. They said, look, most of what you post is junk, Like, I don't want to see half your post, but that one post is going to get you. Right. That one post is going to do it. And if you don't keep doing it and keep practicing and keep doing it, you're not going to be comfortable with enough to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you only do it once a week, you're like, well, here I go. It's going to take me an hour to make this video. And then, right? So then it's so stressful. But if it becomes a routine that every single day you make a video, you make a post, and then you put it on every single platform you're on, there you go. Right. And these people were clear. Now, these people run marketing businesses, some of them owned restaurants, some of them, did other things. But they say, you need to do this. Right. And if you can't do this, hire someone to do it. So that's when I'm like, oh, there we are, right?
Right.
And they're going to sell us something. But most of them, and I said most of them, because there was a couple that were like, yeah, you can hire me, but most of them were like, find someone in your area, find someone who knows the people, find someone who can help you do what you want to do. And if you have a brand that you want to go nationwide, then come and talk to me, right?
Sure.
Because I can help you get your name out in other areas. And so I thought it was very interesting. And we're like, I don't focus as much on Twitter. Well, the guy from New York is like Twitter, right? But the guy from California is like TikTok.
Oh, wow.
So in different areas, there's different platforms that are much more popular.
Sure.
And then, of course, in different ages, because we're on Facebook and old people on Facebook, I understand. Like, wait a minute, am I old? Like, but
no,
we're not old.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. No, and definitely not yet, because when I learned that Martha Stewart started her empire at 50, I'm like, bring it on.
There you go.
There we go.
There you are.
Just the littlest things that give you inspiration right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what spurs us on.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you and I try to do for other people, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just need that bit of, hey, you can do this, or hey, be careful going down this road because we already been there, right?
Right.
So turn around and come back this way. Right? Or, just go on down that road because you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
And you learn from it.
Sure.
Right. You learn.
Absolutely.
You learn.
Absolutely.
So I know that you're really intrigued by this one book I brought back.
Yes. As soon as I saw, I'm like, I read the back
Yes.
about fell over, and I'm like, I need to read this book.
Yes. This guy was fascinating. I've listened to him, and I don't know if Whit can see the book or whatever. He'll need to take a picture, but he doesn't quite look this good in person, and he knows it. So,
Right.
like, if you ever heard me say that, he would be like, "Yeah, you're right."
Right.
But because when I looked at it, I'm like, "What?" Because this guy's hot, right? So then when I open it up, it says very clearly cover photography AI generated, and then cover photo location AI generated fictitious location. It's like he's like, I'm just telling you straight out, it's AI, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And people buy it. And he says, and put that little parental advisory in there. He says, say the F word once. People pick up your book just to find out where you said it. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
What?
Are you kidding?
No,
Oh
I'm
my
not.
gosh.
So the really interesting thing here is that, he does his books on Amazon, which I'm very interested in learning about, and how to do that. But this is his fourth book, and it's called Restaurant and Bar Marketing 4. So when he wrote his first book, he's trying to find a name, something funny, something catchy, like you and I've been there. We just keep thinking of all kinds of things forever. We even asked ChatGPT and he's stupider than we are sometimes. And so he's like, I wanted to say something like, if I could give it 0 stars, I would, because that attracts people's attention. But he says, nobody searches for that on Google. Right? And he says, whether you like it or not, Google is the #1 search engine. And he says, if your business is not on Google, then forget it. Just shut down everything you're doing, right? Because Facebook's not going to help, Instagram, TikTok. You got to get on Google because Google manages all of those.
Sure.
Right? So he said, so I was, just looking what is the top search, words? What are people looking for?
Right.
And he comes up with restaurant and bar marketing. Every time. That's the top Google, what people are searching for.
Sure.
So he says, I wonder if anybody owns those words, restaurant and bar marketing all together. So he starts searching. No. Calls up his attorney like, hey, I want to own these words, right? So they're on my book. It's my book's title. Anytime people search it, it comes to my book because I own these words now, right? Yeah, somebody else is going to have them somewhere. But if they use this on their book, that's copyrighted. That's trademarked, right?
That's right.
That's my business. You owe me money now.
Oh, my gosh.
And he did it, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So just to see people succeeding in doing the things you want to do, help you say, I can do it.
Right.
I can do it.
And how smart was that?
Oh.
I mean, what does Google have to say?
That's it exactly. Right.
I'm sitting here in my mind going, oh, yeah, I need to get busy.
Right.
I'm going to start doing some little research on Google.
Absolutely. Because when people want something, they go straight to Google. What are the words they're putting in? You know? And that's what he did. I mean, the Rogue Chef was already named long before I jumped in, right? Well, I mean, I guess I've been in, but you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
So, when I type in, the Rogue Chef, of course we come up if you type in Branson, but people are looking for chefs, private chefs, somebody to cook for them. So it is something to have those words in your name. And that's what he really focused on there too. And so this book just goes into a lot of this AI and ChatGPT, forget it.
Yeah. We know what you mean.
Yeah. And so I'm going to let you borrow it.
Yes, I'm going to read this book because
first.
I just read the back and it said, okay, so the robots are winning, but that's a good thing. Immediately, that was the hook that got me. Yeah. That's a good thing. I'm like, really? And then he just continues to go, our own social media pages have continued to devolve into obscurity and irrelevance. And I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't sound good.
No.
So I'm like, this guy really has something to tell me about how am I going to up my game? And I'm like, I'm not even in the restaurant and bar marketing business, but it doesn't matter. This is going to cross any kind of lines, and
Absolutely.
I can't wait to read this.
You're in the marketing business.
Yes,
Every business is in the marketing business.
absolutely.
And if you don't think you are, then you're not, and you're not getting that attention.
Yeah, you've got to drive business to yourself.
You have to.
And no one else is going to do it.
No,
it's up
they're
to
not.
you.
That's it exactly.
And, I was sitting there talking to you because I swear to God, it's got to be the Surrey thing. Like, you just said it and here it comes. But this last few days, I've gotten all of these things pop up on my feeds about, having people help you, having AI help you, having this, that, and the other. And it's all AI generated. And I'm like, okay, so I think I need to look. And then, as if that wasn't enough, here comes this book, AI generated artwork, AI generated. I'm sure he used AI to help write the book.
I'm sure he did.
And one of them was that I saw was even using Chat GPT to have your voice.
Yes.
So it is coming. It sounds like it's coming from you, and I'm like, these are tools that we have got to engage in.
Absolutely.
We get busier and busier and busier. And if we're doing it right and our business is growing and growing, we're not getting less busy.
That's true.
So we've got to work smarter, not harder. I know I've said that before, but that cliche is so true. Like, we've got to figure out how to make the most of the time that we do have.
Absolutely. And some of that advice is paying somebody else to do it.
Absolutely it is.
And if that means hiring a marketing company, do it. But make sure that you're on the same page with them.
Sure.
Like, I want posted every single day. I want this done. I want that done. If you can't do that for me, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because what I do know now from going to Vegas, there are so many companies out there. Just keep looking.
Yeah.
You'll find one that will do what you need.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then that's your time to say, maybe that's my business and I need to step into that market, right?
Absolutely.
Because this is what people need.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's something to think about too.
Sure.
And I say that because one of the speakers she says, I was in a restaurant and then so many people just kept asking me about marketing. And I went to college for it, but I got into the restaurant business. But she says, as it evolved, I went right back to marketing. And then I just was marketing all of these restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
She says, I don't even do restaurant stuff anymore,
Wow.
So you never know where God's going to lead you
I know.
and where your business is going to
Yes.
go.
Doors open and close all the time.
They do.
So we just have to be sure to go through them and check it out.
Right. Well, God usually kicks me in the behind to get right through that door. He'll say, see that door? It's open. I'm like, I see it.
Yeah.
Now you need to go through it. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then finally I'm like through the door, like, all right, I'm here, right?
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I just love this guy's story that he thought completely outside of the box.
He did.
And wow. Obviously, he was very successful with it.
That's right. And now he owns that. He does it. And he writes these books. This is his 4th book. So,
wow.
You think about that too. Like, man, can I write that many books? Do I have that much information to share?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have lots of information.
I don't know, but I'm excited about this book.
Good.
So then you said there was another guy that you met.
Oh, I did meet, this guy talked a lot more about financing and how to really how to structure your finances and make sure that you're making money. And I got his book, and this was a little trick that he used. He said, he came over and he's like, if I give you a book, will you take pictures of me for my social media guy? And I'm like, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So I just took pictures of him all through the presentation. Then I sent them to him. He gave me his personal cell phone number, right? And look, I'm not the only one he did that for. So,
sure.
Be careful because, you creeping people out there. But whatever. I didn't feel creeped out by it. I'm like, you're speaking here. Absolutely. I'm going to take your picture.
Sure.
And you gave me your book. So, yes, I will look through this and I will see this.
But so talk about a great marketing strategy.
There it is.
Hey, I'm going to give you a free book on how to help you with your finances. All I ask is you send me pictures that I'm going to use for my social media.
That's it.
It's all organic material that is from different points of view.
That was one of the suggestions that was made on a panel that I was in. They said, you all are doing this wrong, right? And we're like, yeah, of course we are, right? Like we're screwing up all the time because that's how we feel every day. I'm screwing this up. I'm screwing it up. But we just keep surviving. And he says, you're running a restaurant, talking to restaurant people, business people. And he said, you tell your people, you better not have your cell phones out. You're going to get written up, blah, blah, blah. He says, they're having their cell phones out, and you know it.
Yeah.
Listen, tell them to get it out. Those are the people who are taking the pictures of the food, who are doing selfies. Let them set it up and do a live feed where they are. He said, have them send it to you. Yeah. Tell them there's going to be a contest. Suddenly, you have 30 new posts every single day.
Oh, my God. Brilliant.
oh, yeah, it is. He says, you don't need a social marketing team. All you have to do now is pick which one you want,
Sure.
right? And he says, have a contest. He says, if you give away $500 every month, they'll think they are in the place. They love their workplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've only spent $500 for that month.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All that content.
boom, genius,
Oh
right?
my gosh. I mean, think about customers. You do customer things and say, hey, we have a giveaway every month and we're going to give you whatever it is.
Right.
We just need you to send us pictures from your own event that we're serving you.
Yeah.
Just send us
that's
the pictures that you have and we'll put it in our thing. And we've got a group of judges of regular people who are going to look through all the photos and say, this is the best one that we like this month. And you get the prize.
That's it.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
So then you're talking about posting every day. All of a sudden, it's really easy to post every day
absolutely.
because you
it
got a
is.
lot of content.
And you're getting content from all different perspectives, all different people. He says, I got a kitchen lady. She's 105, and all she does is chop up these vegetables, put them in a bowl, right? We got a live feed going on her. And he says, I swear to you, 1,000 people watch her a day. I'm like,
Wait, what?
what? That's what I said too.
Holy
What?
cow.
Because
So,
she's chop, 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 right? And people are like, wow, just fascinated. I mean, if you think about it, people are watching these live feeds of birds having babies, of giraffes
Sure.
having babies. Like, this takes a long time. And I mean, you remember that phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta turn that on and watch them have a baby. 6 hours later, you're like, ain't nobody having a baby yet either, right?
but you think about it, even in Key West, you can go and watch videos of just
Yes.
people walking down the street.
Yes.
Thousands of people are watching this.
Yes,
So, like, you could have a live feed in your kitchen.
absolutely.
Well, you guys are just, I don't care if you're just washing dishes.
There you
Like,
are.
oh, hey, he washes dishes the same way I do. Or,
Oh,
you
no,
know,
he
what-
doesn't.
But I mean, like, you talk about thinking outside of the box. It costs you nothing to put that up on your website.
No.
You can have it on your website. You can
You do it on
advertise
social media.
Oh, is that it?
Facebook go live, TikTok go live, Instagram live, any of those you can go live on.
Right.
And then you're not even taking up your own web space,
So,
space.
so let me ask you: when you go live, is there a certain amount of time?
There might be. I don't know. Because I mean, we've gone live before and been live for somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes. I'm sure there's a time frame. Whit will probably know and make a little, hey, you all are stupid. It's only this long, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they have some kind of time limit, but I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Because I'm just sitting here thinking, I've got a big customer project to do today. I could literally set up a GoPro, say, hey, I'm going live and just watch me do the work. And
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love when you do videos of the laser doing that. It goes.
Yeah.
I could sit and watch that all day. I'm just mesmerized by it. So if you had tons of those, just constant feed right there. Isn't that crazy?
wow, that is brilliant.
It is brilliant. It is.
I mean, even if you guys did a live feed of you guys are going out on the boat and you're going to have a picnic, hey, what are we going to eat?
Yep.
And you guys just pull out food. I mean, like, seriously, people would be like, oh, what are they eating on the boat? You could have your little snackle box there and everything. And people were like, oh, man, this is ingenious.
It is. And things that you don't think are important, other people watch. He said, you're here at a restaurant and bar, food and beverage. People want to know what the chef's cooking, even if he's eating at McDonald's, because that's what we all eat at, right?
Yeah.
And because we're always like, we don't want anybody to know we have McDonald's sweet tea, so we pour it in another glass. And you know what I mean? So, but if they knew you were real, like that's what people want. They want to know you're real.
Yeah.
And he says those days of like getting these fancy advertisements and, paying tons of money to have yourself a commercial, forget it. He says people want real, and that's the way to be real.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
That takeaway right there that's very good.
It was good. And I sat in a 2-hour class for that. So there are other things that I have with that.
Sure.
And of course, I'm writing down notes like crazy, and then putting them on my phone so I can go back to them. I think it's just genius, And another guy says he's on TikTok a lot. Now, he does this for a living now, and he has a whole team of people. And he says, if you want to be seen on these, you have to post at least once a day on every single platform. And he said, I said at least. So if you could do it 5 or 6 times a day, that'd be great. If you're hitting that 3 or 4 marks a day, that's fine. I'm like, God, I'm barely getting 1 a day, right? But that's my goal, so I hit it every day. And he says, but that's not enough. You need to also comment, engage, follow, share. Because if all you're doing is posting, Facebook's like, or Instagram's like, or TikTok's like, wait a minute, you just using me?
Right.
Because are you interacting with other people? Right. So you got to think about that too. He says, every single day you should be interacting at least 30 times on every single platform. I'm like, full-time job. There's no way.
But
hire somebody to do it.
that's right.
That's right.
Hire somebody.
But if I had a restaurant full of people, right, or if I had a team of people, then I'm like, you're the Facebook guy, you're the Instagram girl, you're the TikTok gal, right? And every day I want you posting something on there at least once, and actually I want you to do it twice or 3 times. And you have to make a comment 30 times every day. That's your job.
You know, Whitmore, 18 years old, pays a college student $50 a week to do nothing more than, here's the video, here's the app, I need you to make me shorts. Yep. I need this many shorts a week, and you get $50 cash. Yep. And this poor college student's like, absolutely.
Absolutely.
They can have it running in the background, run it all, look through it. He sends the videos to Whitmore, and that's it, $50.
And he gets us $50.
Yeah, all using AI app.
Yep.
But he didn't have to pay for the app. He didn't have to pay for all this stuff. He's just making money in his spare time.
That's it,
so
exactly.
That's smart.
I think
Whitmore's.
It's very smart on Whitmore's part.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that he's doing it now and learning like now. And here we are 50 plus. And like, oh, dang, you think we ought to hire somebody? I don't know if I can afford to hire somebody, right?
When you hear these commercials, you hire people because they'll make their own salary. And you're like, if I was organized to teach them what they need to do to earn their own salary, it would be great. Yes. I'm not organized enough to teach them.
I feel that way too, and I'm one of these that I need recipes, and I ask every single person, can you write me a recipe? I need a recipe. And then I'm like, I'll pay you $10 for a recipe. My son's like, I could use some money. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Now I got a recipe. This is it. I'm not asking for too much, right?
Yeah,
so, okay. So figure it out. You're not asking the right people. You're not saying the right words. It is out there. There is help. Let's find it and let's use it.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest one.
Well, I'll let you know how long it takes for Facebook. I'm setting it up today.
Okay.
I'm going to do a Facebook
Well, I'll show you because I've done Facebook Live.
Okay, good, because I've never set it up before.
Well, it's easy because on my side, it'll count down 3, 2, 1. But the chef says, are we on? Are we live? Are we Facebook Live yet? Right? And then I'm like, we've been Facebook Live for 60 seconds. Would you just cook the food already? Right.
That's so funny.
And I say this because people that you work with, you are going to get frustrated. You are going to I'm trying to do the very best I know how, and you're going to screw it up, right? Yeah. But now, he learned how to make shorts, right? So now he's making shorts for everything. He's like, look at me at the grocery store. Look at me picking up this. Look at me picking up this,
my gosh,
right?
That's great.
And he's doing phenomenal, right? But somebody will text me and say, hey, you misspelled blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, no, I didn't.
You may want to leave a comment on that short and let the chef answer that for you.
Let the chef know. And so what I always say is look, he might not be able to spell, but he can cook you a meal, knock you out.
That's right.
Perfect. It'll be perfect.
That's great.
And in his fairness, he just did it twice, but I have to make fun of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's fun. But what I appreciate is that he's jumping into my arena, right, and saying let me help, let me do this,
huge. That's
absolutely
huge.
It is. So now I want to get other people who work for me on that same thing. Yeah. Set up your camera. Ask the people, would you take a picture? Can I take a picture of you?
Yeah.
People want to see that.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
great.
Fantastic.
So one last thing that I'll tell you, it's just another trick that just came to mind. So this guy who does all the TikTok, he says, I got he's like 5, 6-year-old, whatever. And he says, I just give him my phone. Right. And my phone knows me. Right. So he's scrolling through TikTok, scroll, stop. And then he scrolls. He said, whoa, back up. What'd you stop on? And then he looks at it. That's what I need to focus on. Whatever my kid stopped on, that's what got his attention.
I'll be darned.
Not these other things that are getting my attention, but that's what got his attention. So if we're looking at what makes us happy, we're on the way out, if not already out, right?
Yeah. So who's our target customer?
That's it.
And what are they stopping on?
And our target customer is always younger because they're going to grow, right? And we want them to catch on to what we have now. So they grow with it, right?
Yeah.
We hired a private chef when I was a kid. I want to do that when I'm a teenager. I want to do that for my family as I grow up. I want to celebrate my 50th anniversary with a private chef. You know what I mean? So we want to capture them throughout their whole life. And if we're down here trying to get them, you're on the wrong end of the spectrum. Come down here. And he says, and that's all I do with TikTok. He says, I mean, there's other things that we do, but that's one thing that you can do.
That's
Just
fantastic.
give it to a kid and see where they stop. See what gets their attention.
Wow.
Yeah. So lots of
Wow.
information.
Oh,
I could
yeah.
probably go on for hours. And,
Well, this has been a lot of great information.
well, I'll bring
So-
all my papers and we'll go through more later.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to hearing more of what things you learned so we can try it out and then come back and tell people, hey, this is what we did. So,
Absolutely. So let's go set up Facebook now.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you go live and we'll let people know how it went next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay.
Oh, fun.
Yay. It's going to be fun.
All right. I will talk
thank
to you later.
All right,
Bye-bye.